disappointed and feel for him. We appreciate the efforts that he's gone to in terms of trying to play, but unfortunately he'd be out of the tournament from now. We have an uncapped player, MS Dhoni, who will take over as captain for the remainder of the IPL.
When I read after the last game that you were happy with our batting, the top order clicked and they showed some intent, and also saw that they weren't happy with our bowling. Do you think it's not high time our senior bowlers take responsibility and try to arrest the slide? What is the message for their bowling attack?
It's actually a really hard one to give because we're doing some good things. We had them 5 for, 190 odd, 100. And then we had mishaps in the field, which I think let them off the hook. And we saw a fine innings from a young player who had the night of his life. But we had opportunities throughout. So on one hand, you look at the bowling and say we could have solved the problem a little bit quicker. But we created chances, and if it's not one area, it's another, and that tends to dog you when you're pushing for form. But the fielding has been an issue throughout the season, the amount of catches, and again, I think that played a part in our defeat. Only 18 runs, but just a little bit sloppy. So we're working hard on that, working hard on all areas, and look, we're not that far away, and that's the frustrating thing. But it has to click. You're right.
Hi, Flem.
Hi.
Ashwin sort of had a mixed tournament. Like last match also, his 2 overs in between were brilliant, but then either side of it, there were a few runs. And him bowling at the power play this season with batters coming at him has been difficult as well. Is that something on the back of your mind as well? And also different finger spinners like Tikshana you've worked with yesterday conceded a lot of runs as well. So how do you sort of manage and sort of get the best out of the spinners?
Yeah, tough over. That 6th over is a tough over, so don't underestimate that role that he's playing, and after that he came back really well. I think the last couple of overs went for single figures. So we're asking him to do a tough role, but what we are doing is taking wickets, and that's been the positive thing. We felt we've actually restricted teams to below par scores, and it's been the batting that has held us up. On this occasion, I think it's really only one innings. If you went through that batting order in the last game and you said you were going to get 5 of those players for single figures, including Stoinis, Iyer and Maxwell, you're pretty happy. It's just that we struck a young man who had the night of his life and we weren't able to shut him down. But going back to Ashwin, yeah, tough overs, but he's doing a good job for us. The overs after that are really good, keeping us in the game and allowing our second half of our innings to be effective.
Hi Flem. If you look at the last 4 losses, it's come in chases. Yeah. And is the team probably keeping too much for the last 4-5 overs? Do you think? Because between overs 11 and 15, probably a touch slower than what the required rate should be.
Yeah, not intentional. I think there was 2 good overs from Ashdeep Singh and Lockie Ferguson. Nothing intentional about that. They were just good overs. That can happen during a high run chase, so over 200. Look, we're not trying to leave too much, but whether it's good bowling or we lose wickets at the wrong time, which happened in Guwahati, it's just holding us back. We really need someone to be 100 or match what the opposition have done. It probably wouldn't hurt batting first for once in this tournament as well, because it sort of breaks the trend that we're in. But I keep stressing we're not that far away. We played a lot better the other day, and we're 18 runs short. Given the clumsiness in the field, and we've just got to smarten up on some little things, that's all.
Flem, we are used to seeing that Jadeja's 4 overs as a bit of a bank. So in a situation like this, this year, do you think he's been slightly under bowled? He has bowled 2 overs, 3 overs, hasn't completed his quota in any of the 5 matches. And now that Ruturaj is out, could there be a case of probably not up at 3, but maybe 4 or something, to use his experience, because his batting also sometimes goes slightly underutilized?
Yeah, I think we've got some good options with the spin department. So Ruturaj has been able to use the appropriate bowlers for the batsmen that are in, and he bowled really well, Jadeja, in the last game. Noor Ahmed has been the key wicket taker, so he's dominated to this point, and it actually starts early on. So we've sort of got 6 bowlers that can provide good options throughout. Batting wise, he's moving up and down the order depending on what we need. We really like his partnership with MS at the back ends. That's that appeals to us, and there are other players in the squad that we've highlighted to be up the order, but he's been up to number 5. I think he's been in early and throughout, so just trying to get a gauge on who's to bowl death, who's in the middle, and work it around that way. It's not a set stage that Jadu has to come in. We're quite flexible with that.
Coach, was MS immediately receptive to the idea of taking over, and any word yet on replacements?
Yeah, he was. He understands that the team is in need at the moment, just as Rutu didn't want to go. And so he had no hesitation to step up and help guide us out of this if we can. So, yeah, that was never in doubt. Replacements we'll look at. We've got some good players in the squad that have been with us a while, so we'll look from within first. But, yeah, there is an opportunity to see how we can enhance the squad probably moving forward into subsequent years.
Flem, just continuing from what he asked, having 6 bowlers in a T20, does it make it a bit tough for the captain to rotate, get the right bowler at the right stage of the game? And also, do you feel you probably then sacrifice a batting depth in that case, especially when you have someone like Rachin or Vijay Shankar who can turn in 1 or 2 overs now and then if needed upon?
Yeah, you got to be really careful because batting has dominated this IPL, and if you use Rachin, I'm not being disrespectful, it's part-time spin, so having 6 options when scores are around 200, 220, we've been able to keep them, apart from the last game, down to 180 because we've had really, really good options at the right time, and it's quite sort of specific planning with that. Yep, we might have given up maybe a spot, but Jadu, obviously the all-rounder aspect to it, has allowed us to still keep a long batting order, but it's our view that bowling is under pressure, so having the 6 options to try and stop some of these onslaughts has been the key for us so far in games.
Thank you.
Sure. Thanks.